welcome back. As you can see, we're kind of far apart for no reason. But the camera angle is more towards him. And I wrote down a bunch of questions about that I figured you guys would like to know about his life. We may not go into full detail about everything, but just some general answers will work. We are recording this on his phone.
Sorry, I'm a little peckish.
He's hungry, so he's got the limited edition hot cocoa Oreos. Not sponsored, but so that's what he's... Anyway,
go ahead.
Please don't interrupt. Okay, first question. How and when did you and your wife meet?
We met through a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a while. About 2008, wasn't it?
2009.
2009, through a friend of ours.
Yes.
I'm not going to detail too much about that.
An ex-friend of ours now.
Yeah.
What is the age difference between you and your sibling?
My sister? My sister's 18. I'm 26. So
8 years.
8 years.
Well, 7.5 technically. What jobs did your parents have?
My dad for about 2 years. My dad was in the Army and Mom stayed at home. My mom was in the Army for a little bit too, but I'm not going to detail about that because nobody knows APHIS.
It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm throwing the questions in the trash can. I can't answer that one yet.
Mm-hmm.
How many middle schools did you end up moving to because your family was Armies? I have some answers written down, so...
14. My numbers are the best.
We did go over a lot of these beforehand. That's why I keep showing him the strips of paper. And yes, these are all cut up.
It's not prearranged, Joe. My number, because of my life, my number is not the best.
Yeah. C. Did you get along with your parents?
My mom, a little bit. My dad, no.
You don't have to get into detail.
Any questions, I'll answer. Any comments, but...
Yep. What was your mom like?
Shy, afraid of competition, stuff like that.
Can you not talk with your mouth full? Because that's kind of rude.
Sorry.
What is your wedding date?
July 18th.
What year?
2014? No, 20. Damn it. 2010.
Nope.
I forgot mine. 2015. Oh wait, don't be mad at me because I'm a little.
It's 11 o'clock at night right now, and I'm kind of wanting him to do this.
Please. Thank you.
I'm trying to get him to do this before the new year so that we can start fresh. You can hold on to it. Just leave it there.
Go ahead.
Were you a troubled child?
Yes. We'll go into a little detail about that.
No,
but
we
not
won't.
too much.
I'm going to pull some of these out because these are follow-up questions to something I need to ask. How was your childhood?
Yeah. Hard and difficult. If you have any more details, comment below.
Okay, that will lead into this question. What made it hard? Would you like to read off the answers we already preordained? I
was bullied in school by both. I was bullied in school by bullies in school and by my dad.
Mm-hmm.
I was homeless for about
a good probably 6 months.
Streets for 8 years. Streets for 8 months, and shelter home 3 years. So 4 years technically.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Dad walked out. My dad walked out and was about
17, 18? That's about what you told me.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Hold on. I'm about 16 actually. He walked out on me.
16?
15, 16.
Okay.
Mom got a new guy. My mom
met a new boy.
Met a new boyfriend. I'm not going to detail about that.
No.
In case he's watching.
Yeah. And this question. What turned your life around?
My dad died.
You want to read the answers?
My dad died Christmas. Actually, no.
He didn't die on Christmas. He was found on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And he got a phone call
Yeah.
on Christmas.
I had a lot of prayer. I was in a point in my life where I was basically going to give up. So I prayed.
And?
I met my wife, which is the biggest turning point in my life.
And we already went through these answers together, so if it seems like I'm trying to feed him and boost my ego, it's not. It's just we've gone through the answers and talked about that.
I'm going to go detail about my life right now. Because of my abuse from my dad, my mom's boyfriend who abused me.
We're going to get into that.
I never had the best. Yeah, go ahead.
We're going to get into how many states have you lived in?
Florida, Georgia, Alabama. 3.
You can throw both of those away.
3 states.
Okay. I'll ask that one later. What year were you born?
November 18th, 1971.
You didn't have to say your whole birthday, just the year. What state were you born in?
Georgia.
Were you in trouble at school a lot?
Yes.
And I'm hiding over here so that he can't read the questions.
I'm not going to detail right now. I'm not going to detail about that. In case that's actually
Let's just say he had a rough background. What was your dad like? This is where you need to answer that question.
My dad was alcoholic.
And?
He would he
was abusive.
Abusive verbally. And sometimes physically. But I'm not against drink because I drink sometimes myself. But he would get aggressive.
Mm-hmm. So, that is about that. I'll save some of these for last. How many elementary schools did you go to?
I don't know what I said.
It says 1.
1.
Nope. And don't worry, I've got other questions on here. I'm just trying to make sure all of them are answered. Are your parents still alive?
My mom's alive. My dad is dead.
That's good. That's a good answer. We've kind of already said this, but how many siblings do you have? And what kind of sibling?
Correction. I have 1 sister, okay, and I have 1 half sister.
Well, that we associate with.
That we associate with. We don't know where our sister's at.
We have 1 sister.
1 sister.
You have 1 sister.
Yeah.
And she's 8 years younger, 7.5 years younger. What year did you graduate?
2013.
How many high schools did you attend?
3.
So it was Harmony, Fayette, and Mainstay, right?
Harmony, Fayette, Mainstay.
Those are the top. Those are the
Zenith. Actually 4. Zenith.
Okay, so 4 is Zenith.
Zenith's a Turner school.
Okay, well. Okay. When did you know she was the one? Talking about your wife.
My wife understands me. And
but when did you know she was the one?
When I first looked into her eyes.
Okay. Since that was mine in the first place. What made you comfortable to be on her YouTube channel? Meaning when this channel was just Miss Priss or when it was just Alice.
To be honest with you, I never had a problem talking to the camera. But when it comes to public speaking, like if I'm in front of a person, I would have a hard time speaking. Like I'm not very...
Tell them about how you ended up graduating. Tell them.
My wife helped me out.
Who wrote the graduation speech?
My wife.
I was there for all of it, and his grandmother, because he lived with his grandmother when we first started dating, well, he and his sister, after being homeless, moved in with their aunt and uncle. And then he got into an argument with his uncle and walked out, being a rebel teen. And ended up back up here because he'd met me the summer before.
Yeah.
And he and I were wanting to
And
date.
all you teens watch this channel, do not walk out. Do not walk out because I turned out my pocket and I had nothing to my name. So I do not recommend doing that.
No. But what he did was he got into an argument with his uncle and he left and came up here. That's when we seriously started pursuing our relationship. And then his grandmother was a stickler. You have to go back to school. You're going to go to school. You can't just sit at the house. So he was upset about it because he got overwhelmed because of everything that had been going on. And so it was one of those things where he was just like, I don't know if I can. I was like, look, you can come over to my house after school every day. We'll work on homework and all that. He needed to work on graduation testing and all kinds of different things. So I was just like, look, come over to my house. We'll prepare. We'll do all that. We'll be fine. No worries. Just do that. And so he did.
Yeah.
And he passed everything except for the math. But that ended up getting repealed. He was completed with school in 2012. And then he graduated officially with the repeal in 2013.
By the way, it doesn't even stupid, but I missed about 190 days of school because of being so much in homeless out of schools. I didn't have a chance to learn math.
Yeah, his home life was not steady enough to where he could go to school consistently. That's why he didn't graduate until then, and that's why he got help. And so that's how that happened.
Yeah.
And then tell them about your first job.
My first job was at Speedy Pig as a busser.
How did you get that job?
Through my wife.
Well, how did I help you with that?
My wife, her brother wanted to look for a job. They were hiring. They said, no, wait, it had to be at least above 18.
You had to be at least 18, I think, because they serve beer or something. I don't know. It might have just been the law. I don't remember why they said.
A lot of hot stuff, hot soups for that.
Well, my brother was looking for a job, and he wasn't 18 yet. He was like, I don't know what age. He was like 16, I think. And Alex was obviously over 18. And so I said, hey, Ben, my brother, tried out for. Listen to me, I'm so artsy. But he went and applied for this job, and they couldn't hire him because he wasn't 18 yet. Why don't you go and try to apply? So he went in, did the application, he got the application. We filled out the application together. I helped him kind of understand what it was, and I kind of helped him write it a little bit because he's got a little bit of chicken scratch writing. So I helped him kind of write it a little bit, and then I prepared him for the interview. And I was the interviewee. Or I was the employer looking to do that, and I was like, okay, so tell me about this, tell me about that, and he got that first job. The job he's at now, with the boss he has now, you okay?
Yeah, I'm looking for soda.
I don't know. We'll deal with that later. But the boss that he has now actually came into to the Speedy Pig place while he was busing. And offered him a job with better pay and better hours.
What it was, the boss, because of all the people I worked there so long, the customers would come to the boss and tell him how good I was.
Yeah.
So he came to me because the customers actually were giving.
They were giving him recommendations, and so the boss actually went in and said, "Hey, I'll up your pay and give you more hours," And so he did, and he got the job, and he's been there for years now. So, 5 years it seems like? Yeah, because you started working at Speedy Pig in 2012 after you graduated, and you were only there for like a year, so 2013. So 4 years, 4 to 5 years now. He's been there for 4 or 5 years now, so he's been there for a while. And so, he has the most amazing bosses. He has their cell phones, where he can text them and say, hey, I can't do this, or I've got to do this, or this is an emergency. He fell recently at work.
Before you go into that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if I missed a break because I was hit by a car a few years ago.
Yeah. Well, he was coming home one day from Speedy Pig, as a matter of fact, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
He got hit by a car and then messed up his shoulder. It went into remission, whatever.
Probably not, actually.
Huh?
Probably not, because Brandon was there.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so anyway, it was when he first started working. He worked night shifts because he was going to work at the day and for 2 weeks when he gave his notice. But then he got hit by a car walking home. He only, sprained his rotator cuff, and
I got lucky.
And so, long story short, that was already hurt. And then he slipped and fell on some grease at work recently and hurt his shoulder again. And he tried to work it out. He tried to make sure it was okay, but it just wasn't getting better. And he kept limping it and, holding it and babying it. And that's when I said, no, you need to go in. You need to go to the hospital. You need to go get it checked out. And I said, go ahead and call Pam, which is his boss, one of his boss's names. And I was like, call her, let her know that you're going to go in. Because she was there the day that he fell. She knew how hard he hit. She heard how hard it hit from across the restaurant. And she knew that eventually his stubborn butt was going to go to the hospital. And she started a workers' comp claim for us.
I will say something else. I waited about 3 to 4 days.
Two
after
days.
happening, because I want to go to work still.
Yeah.
Anytime you fall, this is free.
Immediately go seek help. But this is how well this is, okay? This is how much we love his bosses. We said, okay, he's going in, and she said, I figured so, I'll get the claim started. You just tell them, and she gave us the information we needed. That is how well he is with the bosses. And so I love his bosses because when we were getting ready to take vacation, I had planned 2 or 3 months in advance, hey, this is when we're going, let them know. Mm-hmm. And so we can call out within 2 or 3 weeks ahead of time and say, hey, we're going to go on vacation, or hey, I'm going to take this day off for whatever reason. And they'll help us do that. And they will allow that and schedule him off for that. Yeah. And so that's why I really love his bosses.
Yes. Because
we can either call them directly or call the restaurant and figure out things, because they're so easy to work with.
Yeah. Let my life story. I'm not using my life story as a pity party, by the way.
No.
This is not a pity party.
No.
Because
this is one of those started from the bottom, now we're here kind of moments.
Let my life story be an example to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Just because things get hard sometimes doesn't mean you're failing.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's a silver lining somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, going back to what made you comfortable to be on her YouTube channel.
I always wanted. I mean, I'm the kind of person. I want to tell my life story. Because I want praise. I don't want praise. Mm-hmm. I want to give God the glory for this, because plenty of times I should have died.
Oh, yeah.
So,
But it's one of those things where he was comfortable being on my channel because he saw that I was not scripted. It wasn't a super, strict vibe. It wasn't it was family friendly and, appropriate, but it wasn't, scripted, this is exactly how I want to run my channel. Yeah. There's no nudity, minimal swearing, content has to be family friendly, things like that.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I mean,
go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to say something very important. If you watch this video, if you're thinking that your life is worth nothing sometimes, you're worthless, don't let it get to you, because you're worth something.
Yep. My nose is just...
I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for my wife, God, and people helping me out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. When did it start becoming our channel?
I don't know really.
I think probably when we first, probably 2014-ish, when we first, like, really set a date for the wedding. Like, when we had decided that was going to be our wedding date, or when our wedding date was going to be, I think we kind of decided, that our social medias would be together, kind of a thing. So, like, this channel now called the Love Bugs Family, it started out as Miss
really
Priss.
by the way.
It started out as Miss Priss, and then it started out as Alice Billidoo, and then it kind of was like the Billidoos, and now it's the Love Bugs Family, because it's just evolved and become a family thing. I mean, there are so many videos, there are so many things. When we experience new fun things, or when we have cool ideas, we want to upload it. Like the moonshine review. He was like, hey, what if I did this on the channel? I said, okay, well, you would have to target it for 21 plus, and, make the disclaimer, drink responsibly, yada, yada, yada. I said, that way, you're not influencing younger audiences.
Yes.
And so that was kind of where that was. It was not as much as censorship as much as, kind of a safety precautions.
A lot of you trolls said that I'm a godly person. I'm not a super godly person. I'm only saying
We're
this.
Spiritual.
Okay, I'm only saying this stuff because I've seen it.
Yeah.
Okay. To have an example here to you, when I was homeless for 8 months, a random guy, I don't even know who they were, working Gatorade company. This never happens. Came to me, opened his truck up, and said, "Hey, take some food." If that's not God, then I don't know what to tell you about that.
Yeah. Okay. And this leads into this last question. I saved these two for last. This last one says, where do you see the channel going?
1 second.
I see that we now have a viewer. So viewer, if you want to say hello,
hey,
let us know you're here. We can see you. But
I'm
go
hoping
ahead.
for more content in these videos. I want to help people. So when we say you're a family, you are a family.
We genuinely care for every single one of you guys.
Yes. If you need questions asked, and you're hoping somebody to talk to, somebody you've been before, you can come to me or my wife.
Yep.
And I will answer any question I can answer. If I can answer it, my wife will.
Yep.
So I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm not looking for. My head's cut off a little bit.
What?
My head's cut off a little bit. I'm not looking for sympathy at all. I'm looking for all I want people to do understand is that they're worth something.
Yep.
So live your life to the fullest and keep moving forward.
Yep. I'm currently on our live chat. That's what you see. That's why I have my phone on.
And the biggest thing I had before in my life, in the middle school, Zenith Middle, is failure is not an option.
Nope.
So, there you go.
So, we have several videos on our channel. Just having fun, there are some funny things, there's some other stuff. So, I'm going to turn this volume down.
Yeah. You can have fun sometimes. Life's not always serious.
Yeah. So, we have several things planned this coming year.
I sing too, just so you know.
We have several different things kind of in mind, kind of in the works. We don't know exactly how we're going to do certain things, but we're going to work it through. There are definitely some more challenges that we're going to do. More trivia stuff. Some singing stuff. We're trying to get it into... We're trying to just kind of get through that kind of stuff. Things like that.
If you have any questions you want me to answer, or my wife,
you can leave them in the comments below. You can leave them on our Facebook page. If you look at one of our last videos, we have the information there. And I think I can put it in my info.
Yeah, I'm here with open arms. So you have you need somebody to talk to, or Mark to talk to. I'll help you out.
Yep.
And you will find out I'm a very loving person.
Yep. Sorry, I'm trying to get to where I can do my channel. There we go. Sorry, I'm trying to update some stuff.
Oh, I'm going to go to bed pretty soon.
Yeah, we are. Don't worry about that one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to update our description because we have other information.
Yeah.
We have new information that we want to post.
Yeah. So yeah. I'll answer any question we answer.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm about to go to bed, isn't it?
Yep. So like, comment, and subscribe to become a love bug. Leave any questions down below. Any challenges you would like us to answer.
Yeah, if you need any questions to ask me or my wife about anything.
Yeah.
But if it's something not appropriate on YouTube, do not put it on YouTube.
So we have all our information down below. Or actually, it's in, if you look on the About on our page, it's in our About. Like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you guys later. Remember that we love you, love bugs. Mwah! Give me a second. Give me a minute. Okay.